Okay, in our last video we were showing you how to modify a stock Ford distributor, converting it from vacuum advanced to centrifugal only to use in a performance application. And what we've got here, we've got our distributor. It's been modified. We've put a couple screws in the breaker plate and taken the vacuum advance off, and we've got a Pertronix module on it. We'll be triggering an MSD 6AL box for our ignition. Now what we're going to do, we've got it on a Sun 506 distributor machine, and we've already changed a couple of the springs and selected our let me back up. The Ford distributors have two different settings for the mechanical advance. You can do one that is a total of 26 degrees, and one will be a total of 30, well, I can't remember now, I think 36 degrees. So anyway, we've got ours set on the 26 degree total, and with 10 degrees initial advance, that'll give us a total of 36 degrees full advance, which is about what we want. And we want to have this all in at about 2,500 RPM. So what we'll do, we'll spin it up on the machine, and distributor RPM is half of engine RPM, so we want to see all of this in between 1,000 and 1,500 here on the distributor machine. Now, I want to do this video using the Pertronix module. I see a lot of people doing videos with the Sun machines, but with the Pertronix module, you have to have an external power supply, and you hook it up a little bit differently. It's real easy. I've got a little 12-volt power supply here. This is actually a homemade power supply that I had on my test bench. It's just a real smooth 12-volt supply. And what you have to do is you take the black lead of the Pertronix, and that'll be connected on the machine where you would normally connect your points lead. And then the red lead coming out of the Pertronix will go to the 12-volt terminal of the power supply. And then you also have to make sure that you ground your power supply to the distributor. So we've got an alligator clip grounded here, and then the machine also has a ground clip. Step back from it here, and that's grounded to the distributor, or some people ground them to this terminal on the machine, but I'm going to ground it to the distributor. And anyway, that will make the Pertronix module fire on one of these old Sun machines. Now I'm going to spin this up very slowly and see if we can start seeing the strobe. See the strobe firing, and we've got the strobe set at a 0 point. So what we'll do is we'll spin it up, and you'll see the arrow move as the centrifugal advance comes on. So right there, we've got our full 13 degrees, which is actually 26 degrees crank advance, and we're at about 1,400 RPM, so that's all in at 2,800, and that's close to where we want to be. We may tweak it just a little bit more with some lighter springs, but that's close. What I did is I took the heavy factory spring out and replaced it with another light spring, so it's got two light factory springs in it, and that's got us very close. So anyway, this will make a nice, fairly inexpensive performance distributor for our small block Ford and our gasser.